Hi, I'm Joel Reedy, an attorney at Cornerstone Law Firm. Today I want to talk to you about how to dissolve a nonprofit organization. Many times when churches or other nonprofits get to a certain point, they're no longer able to accomplish their mission and they believe it's time to go ahead and dissolve their nonprofit and transfer their funds, their property, anything that's remaining to a similarly minded nonprofit organization. There are a couple of groups that you'll need to get approval from when you take these steps and go through this process. The first and most important is you need approval from your members or the board of directors. Now, whether you need approval from just the board or whether you also need approval from your members depends on your founding documents, your articles of incorporation, your bylaws, any organizational documents you have like that, and that might be a point that's important to check with a nonprofit attorney on. That can be a little bit complicated to figure out who needs to take that vote. The second group you'll need approval from is from any taxing authorities. And sometimes nonprofits are surprised to find out they need to check with taxing authorities since they're a nonprofit. But you may owe real estate taxes if your real estate was never set up to be nonprofit, or you may owe sales tax, and there are other times that other taxes, such as payroll taxes, can be owed. So you'll want clearance certificates from all of those taxing authorities to say that you're good to go on that. Another group that you'll need to get approval from is the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General is in charge of all nonprofits in Pennsylvania, and so typically what we'll do is draft a petition for dissolution that'll be filed with the court, and we'll send it to the Attorney General's office and get their approval before we go through with the hearing. Finally, you will need approval from the Court of Common Pleas in the county in which you operate, and they'll give you an order saying that you can transfer the real estate to another nonprofit, or that you can sell it and that you can give that money to someone else, and they'll want to ensure that it's given to a like-minded organization. For churches, for example, this usually is another church in your denomination or a similarly minded church. For other organizations, of course, you'll want to find another similar organization that does what you're doing. This is to make sure that money that donors gave still goes to the same source, even if it's going to be something a little bit different in the future with a different organization. So these are just a few of the steps that you'll need to take to dissolve a nonprofit. If you have specific questions, I welcome you to reach out to us. We'll be happy to walk you through that process and talk about some of the ways that you can ensure that your nonprofit is dissolved efficiently and quickly.